Hello guys. So in this video let's talk about reading and writing fill in the blanks. So this is the task. In the exam you'll get a text like this, and in between there will be some drop downs from which you need to pick the right words or right blanks, fill in the right blanks. So the two things that will be tested here are picking words and phrases appropriate to the context and correct grammar. So just be careful that you're also checking grammar, not only the word that might fit in the context. That is the task. The way it is scored is you're allotted one point for each correctly selected blank. So if you select one blank correctly and if you don't select the others correctly, even then you'll get 1 out of 4. That's how this is scored. Minimum score is 0, and the number of questions that come in this particular item are minimum 5 and maximum 6. So you might know all this information already from the score guide, but I'm just setting up the task so that it's very clear. Okay, so first important thing that we all need to understand in this particular task is the length of the given text. The length of the given text as per the official guides are up to 300 words. Okay, so 300 words is actually a lengthy text and it takes time to read. So each one of us have different reading speeds, right? So to complete this thing correctly, as per my understanding, at least 150 words per minute should be the speed. So you must have a reading speed of at least 150 words per minute. Otherwise, following this question correctly in 2 to 3 minutes is very difficult or almost impossible. I actually encourage you to improve your reading speed to up to 180 to 200 words. That way, if you can read these many words, 180 or 200 words in a minute, that means even if 300 word text is given, you would completely read and understand it in less than 2 minutes, and obviously the entire task becomes very easy. So the best way to solve this particular task is to improve your reading speed. So actually everybody can improve their reading speed very easily. All you need to do is just practice every day for like couple of hours every day, right? Read a lot of news in the morning, or something regarding your work or your studies, anything. Just keep reading, and within a week or two automatically your speed will increase. So don't worry too much. If you increase the speed, this task is easy. If you don't have good speed, it's almost impossible to complete this particular task correctly, because this has a lot of weightage and you need to get as maximum correct, and if you can't do that then you're in trouble. So one way to figure out your current speed is just visit this site. This site is very good. I like this site. There's a lot of content where you can practice, and it will also help you understand your current speed and then how to improve speed. It's all mentioned there. Go to that site. Next, the time management, right? So use up to 15 minutes for the first 5 questions, because 5 questions are for sure. You will get 5 questions for sure. Whether you'll get sixth question in exam or not, it's not clear, because it's some people might get, some might not get, but 5 questions for sure you'll get, for which I would suggest you to use 15 minutes or 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes per each question for the first 5 questions. And don't make more than 2 mistakes in all these 5 or 6 questions in total. I mean, if you get 5 questions, right, 5 into 4 is 20 blanks, so get 18 right. If you do more than 2 mistakes here, you are reducing your chances of getting 79 plus. And how that number has come up, I have explained you in my previous video. So watch my previous video on time management of reading. But this is my suggestion: don't make more than 2 mistakes. Okay, so what is our strategy and how can we maximize our score? Rule number 1: remember that you must do all questions in reading and writing fill in the blanks as best as possible, because these questions carry maximum weightage in reading and contribute heavily to writing score as well. Rule number 2: even though we can get text up to 300 words, often the text is only about 120 to 180 words on average, from my experience. You write all the practice tests that are available from official Pearson site for PTE, or from the disc that comes in the official book, everywhere you see, right, roughly the text size will be 120 to 180. Some will be more, but on an average it will be around 200 at the max. Okay. uh, so only a couple of questions might be up to 300, but rare most of them will not be that long. Okay, so just work on improving your reading speed and try to fully read and understand the entire text within 1.5 minutes. So regardless of how many words you get, either you get 100 words or 300 words, your target should be to complete reading the given text in 1.5 minutes and also understand it. Okay, when you read, you understand. That's how you need to improve your speed. Okay, so if you can understand the entire text in 1.5 minutes, see, some people read it too quickly in 1 minute or 30 seconds, and then they don't even understand what the text is. Don't do that. Take your time, take 1.5 minutes. It's not easy to read the entire text in 1.5 minutes, because if you read at 150 words per minute, even then, if the text is about 200 or 300 words, you will still need 1.5 minutes to completely read the text. So take 1.5 minutes and read the text correctly, understand it, and if you can do the rule number 2 correct, in rule number 3 you'll have 1.5 minutes left, because we have allocated 3 minutes to complete this task. Now you have 1.5 minutes left in those 3 minutes to pick the correct answer. So while picking up the correct answer, you might have to read a couple of sentences again. That's why this buffer of 1.5 minutes, a total of 3 minutes, is really required for this task to do it correctly. Because if you do this incorrectly, then the chance of getting over 79 dramatically reduces. So better take full use of 3 minutes, do read correctly, understand correctly, pick the right answers. That's all. That is the three steps that you need to do. Okay, so couple of points. Many people think that you need a lot of vocabulary to complete this task. So these are my thoughts. Okay, while you are required to have good vocabulary, most of the words in the drop down are generally common and easy academic words. Only 10 to 20% words require advanced vocabulary. Okay, this is from my experience, and you pick up all the questions in the practice thing. uh, Whoever is able to cross 65 in reading section, that means already your English is at a professional level, correct? So I'm talking in specific to those guys who can cross 65. If you're not able to cross 65, that means your English is not professional, and a lot more words you might feel that a lot more percent of the words are difficult or of higher vocabulary than your level. But in general, for whoever is able to cross 65 levels, right, they will only see that about 10 to 20% words are advanced vocabulary, and maybe they don't know. So don't worry too much about this just 10 to 20% word, because that will turn out to be about 5 words. So in total of 20 or 24 words, so just a calculation here, right, we'll get only 5 to 6 questions, and each question will have 4 blanks. So 5 fours are 20 and 6 fours 24. So about 20 to 24 correct answers will be there, and 10 to 20% are like 2 to 4 words or 2 to 5 words. So about 5 words only are really tough ones. The rest are going to be straightforward in terms of vocabulary. Now about grammar, without good grammar you cannot score over 79 plus in PT. You must be good at your grammar. If you forget about PT, right, you need grammar for everyday communication. You need good grammar to talk to people. So better, if your grammar is not fine, just take a grammar book, practice, learn the grammar. It will be helpful throughout the life, not only about PT, right? So you must have good grammar. You also need to have good vocabulary, but don't worry too much about learning thousands of vocab words. It's not required. Okay, because I'm allowing two mistakes here. We are keeping a buffer of letting us do two mistakes, right? So let's say two words we don't know, let's commit those two mistakes. That's going to be fine. We are still going to get 79 plus. Okay, yeah. So tips before we leave: obviously the first one is question items does not require you to have exceptional vocabulary, because only 10 to 20% of words are exceptional, are advanced vocabulary. Reading speed at least 150 words per minute. I encourage you to increase it to 180 to 200, but without having at least 150 words per minute of reading speed, it's this task will be very difficult, and also the rest of the reading tasks. Okay, so when you're reading 150 words, you should also make sure you understand that. So if you're just able to read and not understand, then that means you need to further improve your speed. Remember this point, important. And again, watch these two videos of mine, scoring estimation and time management reading. That way you can manage your time better. Yeah, that's all, guys. I'll put an example on how we can complete this task in 3 minutes in the next videos. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, subscribe, like, share. Thank you, guys.